Now it's time for our session one. Now let me hand over the session to our organizer, Ms. G. Anita. Ma'am, please.
Yeah, thank you, Arvind sir. A warm welcome to one and all. I, G. Anita, working as an assistant professor in the Department of IT, member of IKAC, take the privilege to welcome our distinguished speaker of day one, Dr. N. Vijay Kumar. Professor N. Vijay Kumar, currently working as assistant professor at Rajiv Gandhi University of Knowledge Technologies, Basel. He was awarded a doctoral degree from in IT, Varangal. Dr. N. Vijay Kumar has over 15 years of teaching experience, have instinct schooling and Mandal topper students across Telangana. He has also served as head of the Department of English and is presently functioning as the training and the placement officer for the past 2 years. Throughout his academic career, Dr. N. Vijay Kumar has successfully organized and conducted numerous industry engagement initiatives, campus recruitment training programs, and on campus placement drives. He has delivered instruction in various subjects, including English for competitive examinations, soft skill development, and cooperative communication, thereby contributing to the holistic development of students and enhancing their employability prospects. I welcome you, sir. Now I hand over the session to Dr. N. Vijay Kumar, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Arvind, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Uh, Thank you, Jayanta. Good evening, ma'am. With all due respect, the Honorable Chairman of the MRIT and the Principal of the institution, Dr. Srinivas Rao Garu, and Children's Dean, Dr. Radhika Devi, ma'am, and the FDP organizing team, Dr. Arvind and Pramod sir, and all the participants and expertise of today's session. Good evening to one and all. Let me take a couple of minutes to talk about the introduction part of the topic that I'm going to do. That's the impact of AI on education. As rightly said by Vijay Kumar, yeah, I'm from the Rajiv Gandhi University of Knowledge Technologies, Bhasha. This is a technical university, or only technology university in Telangana, addressing the needs of the rural talented youth of the entire Telangana, just like the similar sister universities like Nusvedu, RK Valley, and other two institutions in Andhra Pradesh, which was way back long established in the year of 2008 by our former Chief Minister of the United Andhra Pradesh, Dr. Vaisa. I'm happy to share today's session on the given topic. With the further ado, I would like to start it off. Here we stand. We stand at the threshold of one of the most significant transformations in the history of education. Yeah, that's right. Artificial intelligence. It's not just a future concept, it's already on the way. It's a present day reality that we all are getting the impact and influence and all of the comments of the, it's a daily today lifestyle to go ahead with. That is reshaping how a teacher is teaching and is planning his strategies, and how is he planning his methodologies, and how he planning all the teaching material to bring down to the classrooms, and also how our students learn these days with the support and help of the AI, and how we define the very boundaries of the classroom as well. Now, the classroom boundaries also being gone to great change. At its core, AI and education is not about replacing teachers, but about empowering them. It's about moving from a traditional, that we all of us know, one size fits all model to a dynamic, responsive, and deeply personalized learning ecosystem. All of us know that one size fits all is really a great time that we had seen, but now the trend has got changed. It's not one size fits all, but it's like a customized learning has come to the this slogan or this statement, the catchy phrase. We are going to have the explore various levels of the how AI is going to support, strengthen, and then see how we can deliver the need-based content to the each and every individual of all the classrooms. The impact of this shift profound and multifaceted. For example, like a student, as students enable hyper-personalized learning journeys these days. It adapts in real time to students' pace, student style, and knowledge gaps, and providing 24 by 7 support through intelligent tutors and making. And for educators, it has become a great boon, blessing, acts as a powerful collaborator. It automates administrative burdens to, for example, grading or giving attendance to students, or freeing us to focus on what truly matters, like inspiration, mentorship, and fostering critical thinking. It provides us with deep data-driven kind of insights for all the teachers these days. And for the systems, now it has become very easy for all the education systems or any institutions. AI promises to bridge educational inequities by delivering high quality, personalized learning to remote and underserved areas, breaking down language barriers and providing support for students with diverse learning needs. And now I would like to go ahead with the sharing my screen. If my screen is got shared, please confirm me so that I can continue with the topic that's being given onto me. Arvind, is my screen shared properly?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you, Arvind. Thank you, Pravin. Thank you so much. The title of the today's topic is Impact of AI on Current Education System. It goes the key takeaways of this session today. That is, understand how AI is transforming education in India, which is very alarming and also cautious to each and every education institution as well as the teaching fraternity. Point two, explore personalized learning and inclusive education, and more focused on the with the support of the AI would be on personalized learning. How the personalized learning is going to increase drastically the learning areas and learning abilities and also learning competences for all the kind of examinations or all kind of the courses we've been getting through or being offered. Third point is identify AI's role in teaching and learning. So I'm going to focus more on the role of AI in teaching and learning. How it's going to aid and support and help all of us in this journey of the modern era of AI. Fourth point, to discuss challenges and ethical concerns of the AI. All of us know already, might be experienced right now, that there are a lot of challenges using this AI in the day-to-day classrooms, like ethical concerns as well. We have seen the students have started copying using this AI. So we do not know is it a genuine or it's been the AI developed content that has become a big challenge for the teachers as well. And point five, strategize AI integration while preserving the critical thinking in the learners. These are the five key takeaways. I'm sure all the listeners today would be having these takeaways of the session. Yeah, as I told you, the AI in learning. This is a small overview of this session. The go through is going to happen. Personalized learning and how AI going to be a big great support. And AI in teaching and learning, and how AI is going to play a predominant role in teaching and learning. Third point is like a challenges and ethical issues. Motivation in AI enhanced learning. Like would the learners, the teachers get motivated to utilize this platform to AI. Future directions of the upcoming generation or the developments in the AI and also AI and open sources that I'm going to share some kind of sources which I've been already utilizing them, using them in my day-to-day academic classrooms. Let's begin the session on AI in learning. Without further ado, if you see, learning has got a different dimension of its perspective, its understanding, and its takeaways. For example, let's say personalized learning. Now it has become like a custom lessons, like customized lessons have come. Same unit, but it will have a different breaks that the AI can help the teachers or the learners as well, that they can learn it very easily as per their face, as per their style, as per their interest, and as per also their kind of likes and dislikes or nuances where as and when they get exposed or questions as and when they're listening to. And the second point would be intelligent tutoring, which is like a teachers may not be available around the clock, but now the AI has come into the picture, maybe supporting the teachers by around the clock, 24 by 7, with power the chatbots or virtual tutors. Assistive technologies like a speech to text, like all other kind, all learners are not equal. So all of us do agree there. And what other learners who are disparate learners or learners are unattended, learners are ignored, learners are not taken care by, how they're going to be addressed by the AI is going to be a really interesting point. And the learning going to be gamified. All of us love to play, or the learners even like to play the games. So convert the learning into gamified and simulations and interactive learning environment to go ahead and learn. To begin with is personalized learning, custom lessons and the feedback. See how it works. The mechanism behind the personalized learning or personalization of the learning, it goes like this. AI usually collects the data of every learner in the classroom. Suppose there are students of the 60 in the classroom. So we register them all through an AI and see that all the data of the 60 students are there with the AI. Now, as the module or as the concept of anything, English or chemistry, physics, or any engineering stream, you pause the module to them and then check what comprehension levels they are in. Now, AI does a proper structured scientific analysis of the what category of the learner it belongs to. Like analysis patterns recognized, like sophisticated algorithm, which is done by NLP or natural learning process or ML, machine learning, analyze this data to build a unique learner profile. All of us are teachers, I'm sure about it. We walk to the classrooms and we know the learners may not be knowing the entire learners of the classrooms, obviously. But the AI will have this kind of registered data of the data of the learner, right from the all kind of information that a teacher before a teaching before it starts beginning to teach a concept, you would be knowing about the learner. So the whole entire data will be there in the learner profile for each student, and this is very confidential. They should be handled properly by the management and the teacher as well. This profile identifies like a knowledge gap where the student is actually having no previous knowledge, or where is he at the current topic, or what he should be given the lecture begins. So specific concepts the student hasn't mastered yet, the topic we are going to discuss about it. And also learning pace. All the learners are not equal in their pace of learning or in their comprehension level or in the kind of the, let's say, catching up the presentation given by any teacher in the classrooms. So learner's pace that we all of us know how quickly or slowly they grasp the new information that we share in the classroom. And next point that we talk about is preferred learning modality, whether they learn better from videos, text, interactive, or simulations, or audio. So all of us know. Sometimes when I asked one of my colleagues, "How do you learn things or English?" So interestingly, he said his English text is very interesting for him, the text language. So he reads a lot and he understands a lot while looking at the text. So some I asked, they said they are very interested or they are very comfortable learning audio lectures or audio classes. Some said they are very interested to understand or grasp the information through videos. So like different forms of the text which are available in the academia, all the learners do not learn at all the levels. So they have their own specific learnings. So this gap, which we haven't been addressed or and less addressed or less taken care of, now the AI is going to boost up, help support the all the teachers what category he or she belongs to, which of the domain is teaching. So let's say preferred learning modality, whether they learn better from videos. So this is going to help and change drastically the learners, the learning styles. Now the strengths of this AI, topics they have a strong command of, they're going to help it out. Now adoption and delivery, we're going to this one. Based on the learner profile, the AI system dynamically adjusts the learning journeys. Like let's say all of us do not understand the concept in the beginning itself, the entire episode of the concept which is being given. So some understand some concepts, some fail to at least get introduced to the topic which is being shared, or some understand some level and then get curiosity to read further content, and some understand completely what the teacher is delivering in the classroom. You know what? This has a lot of variations of the learning concepts delivered by the faculty in the classroom. So how this is going to help it out? Recommending or serving up custom content, like serving a video explanation if a text-based one didn't work. So let's say you explain the concept in the classroom, it didn't work. So you rather provide your own video to the learner, and you'll sit down and learn again, or supply other expert in the same domain, the same knowledge. providing more fundamental practices if a knowledge gap is detected. So if you pose some questions, which is called uh, Socratic questions, which is like a probing questions to know what student is actually facing in understanding the concept you are delivering. Maybe based on the answer given by the students, we can have the adjustment of the content so that we can introduce the content slowly to the learner, whichever the level is facing, he or she facing the levels of the risk or levels of the complexity of the concept. Now we could see this point is very clearly. So this gap is taken care, this gap is addressed by this AI support. Adjusting difficulty in reality. If a student is excelling, the system presents more challenging. All of us know we have done also. There are slow learners, mediocre learners, there are challenging learners, there are fast learners. So when student has done the task given by a teacher early, he'll be sitting idle. So he'll be wasting his time and also he'll be disturbing other people. So in order to keep all the learners who are different in their pace of learning, the AI gonna help in the independent learning or individual learning by giving as they complete the task, they'll provide them the next level task. So they'll start from the very fundamentals and then they keep on increasing the levels of the content that they want to study. So if they're struggling, it provides remedial exercises. That's one point. Generating personalized feedback. All of us know as the classroom is a altogether of a strength of 60 or strength of 50 as to a strength of the 45 plus, not less than I believe. So it is not that easy for a faculty handling the entire class, teaching the content for 1 long hour, and trying to give feedback on the students' learning or students' given assignment, given student given task. Where is kind of a feedback that a teacher usually does in the classroom. It's not that really easy. It's really challenging for every faculty. I'm sure everybody is doing that. We, all of us have been doing that for the past many years. What are we doing that? But if you see from the student point of view, I'm sure there are some students who feel that they get less attention by the faculty that demotivates them learning. Some get more attention, they get motivated to learn more. So there will be intentionally or unintentionally, this is being there in the every classroom, I'm sure. So here the AI will help feedback. Instead of just marking an answer wrong in a correction or in a behavior or in learning areas, the AI can provide hints where he has gone wrong. Most of the cases, due to time constraint, the faculty might say, you're wrong this way, or your answer is incorrect, we might say. But we get less time to say where he or she has actually gone wrong, or he can actually pick it up. So point to specific learning resources, or how we can overcome that mistake or error that what is gone wrong, though that is also covered through AI, or explain the exact step where mistake was made. So this each and individual, every level of the error or mistake is being, I'm sure the AI would does that, helping and supporting the where the actual content is gone or learned or picked up, acquired by the learner, which is 100% job that we all of us have been expected to be done. Next, close the knowledge gap. So AI will help the knowledge gaps. Students don't get left behind. I'm sure when I was learning, for example, my 10th class, I was sitting in the last bench in the classroom. So we are a class of 60. I got less, hardly got a few chances to talk to my faculty where I have to clear out or get fear of my faculty or clear doubts or go along with other learners. But no, that didn't help me. That due to that reason, I have to push myself very hard to learn, go to the guides those days were available, or go to the textbook, or go to even the tutors at home, paying some extra money. So all that have to be done to make up to go along with my students. You see here that the AI is going to do that automatically. The revolutionary change is going to happen. In moving too fast, the system ensures foundational concepts are mastered before moving on. So the AI will have a systematic, organized, and very structured way of giving the content to the learner based on the learner's level of understanding, level of comprehension, level of receiving. So all that is very much equated or being done, taken care of the through proper analysis. Increases engagement and motivation. Students are approximately challenged, that all of us know. Some classes, like when an English faculty goes to engineering classes, mostly students don't know, not don't, but less care or less show interest in the English classrooms. This is really a good challenge, how to make the classroom very excited, interesting, and then address their needs. So appropriately challenge. Reducing boredom and the frustration. This would definitely now help. You know why? Because the students have got the chance to sit according to their convenience, read at their pace of understanding, and go through the various levels of the concept is given to them or given to him or her, that helps them to ease out their hard efforts to understand the concept. These immediate helpful feedback creates a supportive learning environment, right? Efficient learning would definitely happen. Time is spent focusing on weaknesses, not reviewing materials. So usually when you wanted to learn any concept or any idea or any knowledge, we should be focusing on why I don't understand, where I'm going wrong, where I'm actually lacking that I am unable to understand completely. So if we can address these weakness areas, maybe that's going to help the efficient learning in every learner. So AI is going to, I'm sure, stand supporting the teacher where we can give the right inputs or prompting to the AI that we can help the or guide the AI based instructions to the learner by giving them various levels of the task. This makes the learning process more efficient and more effective. Empowers the teachers. As I've been telling, AI is not a threat or a replacement for any teacher on this globe. I'm sure this is gonna empower the teachers' presentation, handling the all kind of challenges in the classroom, all kind of challenging students in the classroom, and trying to help students teacher where he has to free up himself to attend all other needs of the students. For example, like high value support individuals or small groups who need it most. The teacher gets a dashboard of analytics showing exactly where each student needs help. So this is very interesting part that all of the teachers of various discipline should be happy about it, because they got to know every student where he needs actually the teacher's support, teacher's aid, teacher let's say guidance, so that the learner can recall the concept that we intend to teach in the classrooms. These are some examples I would like to share with all my listeners today. The open source, there are some open sources and there are some paid sources. See where we can utilize them in the personalized learning. The platform on the first column, and the second one is the primary focus, what they're focusing on. And third column talks about how it personalizes. And the fifth column talks about the best for which grade of learners this can be utilized or used. First one is return alter. Adaptive learning creates a unique learning paths to fill knowledge gaps. So this can be utilized in that area, which is used for the higher education about the graduation. ALEKS, productive learning, primary focus is, and how it personalizes is like maps knowledge and provides a customized learning paths. Customized learning paths is the really very interesting path. This platform really assists and helps the learner. Now this is for the best for K2 higher education students. And Brightspace, another platform where all the viewers can take the sorts of or the screenshot. It's an LMS learning management system, which is like recommends personalized activities, interventions that all levels it can be used, right from the primary level to the higher level education. Next one is much high tutoring provides real-time feedback on problem-solving process. This can be utilized mostly for the core subject knowledges like maths, physics, chemistry, or engineering, all the streams, where they need to do this real-time feedback or the problem-solving process that should be helping out. What I want to talk about more about this is the AI would help the process of teaching, process of learning, rather than the product. So when the process is properly structured out, I'm sure all of us have the 100% confidence that the product would be the right, whatever we are expecting to be happening. So the AI is more focusing on the process of both the end, the teacher end and from the learner end. And next is the other one, and iPrepal is another one, and Concogene is another one, which helps the other various information sources. This is for the all the listeners who are in, this is an open source, you can utilize it for your classes. And coming to the one, intelligent tutoring systems, ITS. I told you in adaptive learning, there are AI is going to help in other ways for intelligent tutoring systems, which is ITS. Let's see how it works and how we can adapt it into our regular teaching activities. How they work, more than just a choice, this is more than just startboard. Domain knowledge, one model, student model, another one, pedagogical model, another one, and user interface. So this ITS will address these four areas. First one is domain knowledge. The author's brain, which is called a domain knowledge. Author have a lot of vast knowledge and example that you wanted to give on the database. You can put it on, like example, mathematics or physics. even English grammar, whichever we are trying to teach. Common misconception associated with it. And second model is student model. This is ongoing assessment of the individual learner. It tracks what the student knows, the common errors that they have done, their learning basis. So the domain knowledge will see how the student model is, and then student model will check the pedagogical model, the teaching strategy, how it is being delivered to the learner. So engine it decides how to teach the concept based on the student model. So this is very important. What student model is actually should be addressed properly by the domain knowledge and then pedagogical model. Let's see the user interface. This is a conversational window where you can see the student have the chat open or drop down window where they can ask questions or give prompting or look for the answers from his classmates or the teacher, where the interaction happens. Addressing the natural language processing at the NLP allows students to ask questions in their own words. So this is supported by the NLP, one of the AI supported LLM, large language model types. See key capabilities and examples where we can use this one. Step-by-step guidance where we can utilize it. Unlike simply providing an answer, an ITS can guide a student through the process. Like is given an example of that. A student can't solve this question. 2x plus 5 equal to 11. So what the AI is going to do is let's isolate x. So AI will be asking, segregating or leveling down the entire the problem statement and then ask for the student response, instant response, so that the AI can go in the interactive mode. So both the sides got rid of the five, right? Student abstracts fine. So the student answer, IT is a question, or student question, IT answers. So like a live chat with the ITs. And the IT or this ITS has been so perfectly that the what how the student thinks when you're learning or when you're trying to solve the problem or it doesn't know how to solve the problem. All that areas of the question, it properly the database gets developed by the experts of the AI. And told you in previous dialogue that Socratic questioning, the ITS does mostly. The tutor asks the probing questions to help students discover and themselves. First, studying critical thinking. Example, why do you think character in the novel made the decision? So likewise, these questions were easily understood by the learners and the learners can come back with their proper answer. Unless and until the students understand the entire phase of the development of the story, you won't be able to answer those questions. What does it tell us about their motivation? So they really are gonna give good question to the learners, and the learners are going to be cautious about answering them in properly. Identification of misconceptions, where the student has gone wrongly understood, what misconception have developed. System can pinpoint the exact source of the confusion. In this area, maybe I have some subtle doubt about it, whether the system can do as accurate as a faculty or teacher does. A little lower, but it can be an experiment point that we can take it that as. The student consistently misspells words that end with a shunt sound. The idea is detects this pattern and generates a mini lesson. So this based like a pattern based, sorry. Yeah. Right. Practice and drills it provides. As all of us know, the English teachers or any labs, there's a lot of practice and drills being provided by the laboratory. So there's a lot of practices for the learners to pick up their misconception or wrong understanding, get into the right scenario. What limitations and considerations that we can look at this phase? But we look at the machine model, look at the as a teacher model, look at the student model, look at the teaching strategies, and also the user interface. After that, let's see what limitation and consideration we can look at this platform. Why question? While excellent or procedural and factual knowledge, most current IPs struggle with deeply open-ended questions or philosophical or highly creative questions. As I told you, there's a gap that the this system ITS won't be able to exactly pinpoint the where misconception has gone or developed in the learner perspective. Per se, lack of human empathy. Though we have the AIs or all this been discussed very successfully, but no, there is a thing called empathy, which machines usually don't have it. A virtual tutor cannot perceive a student's emotional state. Obviously, that's a fact. All of us know. Whether the student learner is frustrated, whether the student is excited or feeling boring or doesn't want to listen, you wanted to stop or you wanted to continue some of the time, all that becomes a big challenge for the machines. They don't have to be properly understood. Maybe that case the human can intervene more better and switch off the learning or ITs in if the road to continue. Development cost. Obviously, creating truly effective ITs for complex subjects requires complex subjects, all engineering subjects, or all core subjects like maths, physics, chemistry, or biology, or all engineering subjects like whatever we have, CSE or EC or EE. That becomes very complex or very challenging for the AI developers to see that all those areas of the problem solving oriented subjects have been properly brought to the path of the in the learner and the subject perspectives so that they can address or deliver these IT services or ITS to the those learners as well. So significant expertise and investment, obviously that's true. Over reliance, there's a risk that students may use them as crunch to get answers without engaging deep thinking. This is another side of the limitation that we're looking at the AI in the educational learning. That is, that may sometimes stop the deep thinking or the thinking on their own or reflecting on their what they've learned, reflective or let's say put it in the practice where they can actually. So this might be a great thing that maybe in the future days to come, maybe this point can be maybe addressed. In summary, intelligent tutoring systems are not meant to replace human teachers. I've been discussing that there is not a replacement, empowering the teacher and the tutors going to do great things in the classroom teaching and learning process. And some examples where we can utilize them, this scenario where the ITS, where ITS we can see them. Intelligent tutoring systems, example is given by, and the key features, what they do, and best for what kind of learners is he. I've given the mastering core subjects like math, physics, and chemistry. ITC can be used for them. Filling up prerequisite gaps and ensuring mastery of fundamentals. This is being utilized by the students of the higher education. My AI chatbots, all of us been utilizing now, is practicing real world language skills and understanding the rules. The way these days, I've seen many examples from my classroom. In the recent past, I've asked one of the E3 students to develop business proposal as part of the corporate communication. To my surprise, every business proposal that has been submitted to me is the AI generated, which is ChatGPT or Gemini or DeepSeek, whichever the platform they've used it, but this is what exactly they've done it. But there are a lot of gaps where the students should be knowing before submitting, but that has to be addressed when talking about that scenario. So what I'm saying is larger content or assignments have come to the platform of the through AI generated assignments, which is very challenging for the teachers of all the engineering or non-engineering or dealing with the students learning, giving assignments. Maybe now the time has come to change the giving a way of giving assignments to the learners. Maybe we can break it down to all the levels. We can discuss this component. Freeing up staff time and proving instant support to the students where you can see this point is being addressed. Like is it available for the students on the clock so they can utilize as and when they feel like utilizing it. AI chatbot general purposes, where you can talk about the Gemini, brainstorming, studying, and getting explanation of any time. So this helps for the, as we have done or we usually do, when you wanted to know the student different dimension of the same concept is called brainstorming, where you can utilize, we've been using that in the classroom. So this ChatGPT or Gemini, that's going to help this scenario utilizing this activity particularly for the students in the classroom. Coming to the other part of the presentation is AI-powered assistive technologies, democratizing education for diverse learners. We've been discussing generally where the AI is going to support the teacher and the learning, as we've been discussing about the process more important than the product, where the AI is going to address a lot of process challenges, both the ends of the learner and the teacher. We're going to see how is this going to address the or democratize the education for diverse learners. We discussed the diverse learners, like I told you, impaired learners, learners who are less responsive in the classroom, learners who have an intrinsic fear, learners who have barriers of learning, various kind of learners we address. Let's see how this AI going to give really support to address these learner challenges. How they work, leveraging core AI capabilities like these technologies are primarily built onto advanced fields of AI. One, natural language processing, that we already discussed, NLP, as I'm not a CSE guy or core subject knowledge, but I only know the primary information about the superficial source of information. This NLP, which is being taught by ACE department in our university. The ability of machine to understand, interpret, and generate human language. I think this is going to really see the entire globe in a different phase or in different not timeline. The understanding human emotions or understanding, interpreting, and generating human language is really a great thing that we all of us we should be happy about it. But the other way around also, we should be also keeping an alarm point about the same. Because if what if the machine can also do the feeling emotions as it can interpret the and generate the as it can understand the what if maybe there I don't know if there are any possibilities in that line might be have come. This powers speech to text translations or text to speech wherever we have the difficulties of the local vernacular languages or somebody who don't understand proper English. So this AI does all the areas of the addressing those challenges with learners. Computer vision, ability of machine to see and interpret the images and video. Augmented reality has come into picture, which is going to address these areas like interpret image or video and powers real-time captioning or image description and sign language interpretation tools. So the augmented reality is being done by the help of the AI. Key technologies and their impact. Speech to text, real-time caption or transcription, say what it is. AI software that converts spoken language into written text in real time. Obviously, it has come the ChatGPT. You say a dialogue, it'll answer the question whatever you ask it. You tell the ChatGPT thank you, it'll reply you back saying that the user have the responded saying that expressing gratitude. I've just checked before I started doing the presentation. Impacting on learning. The students who are deaf or hard of hearing. So maybe this is going to address based shown my both the students' perspective as well as the external perspective. Provides immediate access to lectures, discussions, and videos, which are not the early days like the conventional days or not real that access. Text to speech, read aloud, train readers. These days, even if this can be used for both learners, impaired or regular learners. When you're traveling, you can ask your AI to read the textbook for you or read the novel for you. It'll read, or you can read for the somebody who are impaired. What it is? AI that converts digital text into spoken audio, the natural sounding voices. So this conversion digital text into spoken is really very interesting area. Like say, I want to listen to an American speech by an American text or American novel. So I get the actual original slang or pronunciation or the cultural reflections all through natural sounding, which is there from the native speakers, which I don't get to reading text. So this area is being addressed and being beautifully now taken care of. Impact on learning. The students with dyslexia, visual impairments, or reading difficulties, it allows them to access textbooks, articles, and online resources without being hindered by printed word. It supports recording and fluency. For multimodal learners, listening to content while reading can enhance focus and retention. A lot of us, many of us are multitaskers. We can do this one in our free time when you're doing some household works at home. Real-time language translations. This is the third one. See, what is it? It's AI that translates text or speech from one language to another almost instantaneously. We have known already. We can, if somebody is speaking in the French or Germany, other languages, AI does the instantly changing it to our native language of English or vernacular language that we speak comfortably. Impact on learning for English language learners, if it is a ESL or if it is a foreign language learners, so this is gonna really big boom to all the ESL learners or EFL learners. They can access global knowledge, repositories and courses taught in English without being fully fluent. You don't have to be fluent enough, but they can still get or answer or got their knowledge they wanted to by reading or listening to. Other assistive tools, fourth point, AI powered summarization. Now we can say give any large text to ChatGPT or any other platforms you've been using, ask to summarize it. It does it. In how many lines you wanted to get a summarization, you'll get a summarize it. So you don't have to struggle how to understand. So get the core knowledge and easily does it for you very easily. So condense log readings, lectures, transcripts into key points, helping students with attention and deficits or those who are overlooked by verbs. Visual recognition of description. Apps that can look at any image, diagram, or graph, describe it aloud for a student who is blind or has a low vision. So there are also apps in this area. But for the students like blind and low vision, they can get the benefit of this AI powered adaptive interfaces. AI can learn how a student with motor disabilities best interacts with the devices. Example like the eye gaze or head movements or switches and adapt the interface to their needs. So you can see in the step one, text to speech, step two, real-time language translation, three, other assistive tools like AI-powered summarization, visual recognition and description, and adaptive interfaces. So these are all the positive sides of the AI that's going to help the or been helping the learners of different learners in the current scenario. Challenges and considerations for implementation. How we are going to do this one? Accuracy, speech to text. Translation can still make errors. We all agree. This there are no 100% because I just try to like doing one. As a part of my TPO responsibilities, I got to write a reply mail to the one of the MNCs. So I just copy pasted the entire mail that I received from the MNC and pasted it in the ChatGPT and asked to write a reply to the above mail. He wrote as per the lines provided as the wording is used, but that is not the actual intention of the MNC mail to us asking for the further information. So I got to again sit down, look at the content, segregate the piece of, and then help myself to sort it down and then check all the errors that the machine made, and then I had to read it myself and in tune with the in understanding with the MNC and the TPO that we've been working together for a couple of sessions that we worked. So this is a lot of errors that we need to check, we need to be focusing about it, especially with the technical jargon that would happen. Access or poor audio quality that would happen. Cost and access. While many tools are built into devices, as like smartphones and accessibility features, advanced specialized software can be expensive. That is true. Not every common man are blessed with a lot of blessed or boon with the riches to buy the costly softwares or costly devices, potentially creating a new digital divide. Yes. So digital divide is going to be another topic I'm going to share in this process of the continuation. Training required. Both students and faculty need training to use these tools effectively. This is 100% I agree. We need to have a lot of training session by the AI, generative AI experts or all other open platforms we're being using today. We should be knowing how to use them best that we can disseminate or deliver the content that we intend to our learners of different levels. Students need to learn how to use a screen reader proficiently. Obviously, students also require the same platform that they need to be utilizing for the right purposes in ethical way. Cultural nuances. Direct translation can sometimes miss cultural context. Obviously, true. So, cultural transmission or cultural translations maybe might be a difficult task or challenging task for the machines to understand and then reproduce it or translate correctly. I believe this is another tough area or challenging area for the machines to not get developed or improvise in this area, which is crucial for subjects like literature, English literature, and social sciences, which is very, very essential and core for the studies, literature, and translations. So these are the challenges and considerations for the implementation. Though we discussed a lot of positives about this ITS and the tutoring, but there are also challenges we should be looking at and we should learn to accept it. But nevertheless, challenges are there to overcome. We should be going ahead with the positives, whatever we have it. AI-powered gamified learning, how the learning is going to be gamified, simulations and interactive experiences. I like this word, gamified learning, and simulations and interactive experiences. I'm sure all of us do love playing. These days, every kid is uh, been using or has the habit of using mobile quite a lot of time in a day. So playing a lot of games, online games. Maybe what if that time of amount of time they're spending on mobile playing machine, lot of machine generated games, convert that into learning perspective as well. I'm sure that will be a good productive sign as well. The synergy of AI and game mechanism. Let's see what we can discuss about it. Adaptive challenge. AI algorithms constantly adjust the difficulty of challenges and scenarios in real time based on student performance. Which talks about that what actually scenario with the learner and in connection with the real life applications. If a player is succeeding easily, or if a learner is succeeding easily, they introduces a twist or harder problems. All of us know There are a lot of games that this twists and turns are being practiced. If they are struggling, it can provide a hint or simplify the task, obviously. So the complexity or simplicity, there are a lot of adjustment being done by the machines, where the machine doesn't require any patience or holding a longer time doing that very comfortably. But machine does that without any kind of a, irritation or discomfort. So this is going to happen. Flow. It can provide a hint or simplify the task. Students remains in a state of flow, challenged but not frustrated. So the flow would continue. Somebody is very excited. Somebody who is really interested. Somebody who is really curious to know more about it. The flow is caught by the machine, and the machine will give systematically and progressively, challenge by challenge, will create it. I'm sure there are many who have done this online games and then got very challenges clear. Dynamic feedback and the rewards. Dynamic feedbacks. So what kind of feedbacks we usually give in the classroom? So we might give appreciate them verbally. We might appreciate them by patting on the shoulder, or we might appreciate them by giving some token of rewards, something like that. But see what AI can do instead of generic rewards. AI personalizes the feedback and incentive structure. Like a student motivated by competition might see their position on a leaderboard, like a snake and ladder game billboard type. A student motivated by mastery might receive a special badge for persistency. So it'll have a different kind of rewards that motivates them in tune with the work or challenge they have cleared it out. And AI provides immediate specific feedback. All of us know immediate feedback is provided by the machines. Right, intelligent narrative. So when you look at a student in a literature classroom, if he or she is asked to narrate a story based on a given incident or a scenario, it would take time to come up with a story. Well, look at see, AI can craft branching storylines or scenarios based on a student's choices. So students can have a choice of his topic, a choice of the situation, choice of the incident happened. They start writing that AI would support them. Give the AI any context, ask the AI to write a story, you'll write it. Well, it has become a very challenge for the movie directors or movie writers as well, script writers as well. So that is going to take the very challenging form. This creates a choice, your own adventure, style of learning where decisions have consequences, teaching critical thinking and systems understanding. So this would help them decisions of having their own based on the given context or inputs that they need to write it up. Data-driven insights. The AI collects a vast amount of data on how students interact with the game. And if they look at the process where the AI is trying to look at is interacting with the game, where they get stuck, what strategy they use, how long they take. So look at the one when a student is playing a game, all these are the different phases of the encounter situation that he has to go through. So the AI is recording those data in this machine data, big data analysis. From there, it start evolving into a beautiful process where it can assist back the learner in a systematic way that the flow doesn't stop or the learner doesn't feel frustrated or get stuck. You can keep moving in the learning perspective, just as it does in the gaming. So the gamification process where the learner does game levels, and then you see the learners are also can do same process of learning when they have the various levels of the challenges and complications are stuck by the problems or uncomprehended things. Benefits and impact of the this gamification of learning dramatically increases engagement and motivation. That is something that we've been looking at. As told you, it is really hinting on the process of learning, where you could say the increases the engagement. When somebody likes a sweet, he'll keep on eating. When somebody likes a subject, he keep on eating it. We've been asking, I have this problem, and then I've encountered this problem in my classes. When I go to engineering classes, I ask them, do you study English every day? Not even one student raises his hand. I asked them why. They say they have a lot of other subjects to know, read, and understand them, which are very important for them. So they don't find seriousness, they don't find interest, they don't find very urgent or requirement in the current scenario if it is the first year. But if it has the fourth year students, the same scenario. But no, this one, increasing engagement, this AI would definitely do this kind of learn because we only go to twice in a week or thrice in a week as English is not like a four credit courses or other equivalent to other courses. But we could see here the learners are going to do this large scale or large time or a lot of time is being spent on the process, which that really help it out. Game elements trigger the, let's say, release and making learning addictive in a positive way. So this has both the side. I should also agree that it has addictive, positive, and negative. If it is positive, I'm sure that they get the good results. Negative, we have seen some students being also attempting suicide based on the addiction. But here, let's take the positive side. The need to know replaces the nice to know. So these two catchy phrases would help you in the increasing engagement of the learner. Safe environment for failure. Failure is not a bad thing. Most of the people feel bad about it, failure. Students can take risks and learn from mistakes. So that should be taught, that should be given a chance to the learn. Failure, whoever gets failed. So take failure as a positive side and make sure that how the environment of the failure can be understood, interpreted, and come up with a solution or come up with a positive learning. Most cases, the student who fail will have a bad feelings or emotion registered with the failure. So it will not be positive. It's really challenging for the all the teachers and all the stakeholders who are dealing with them. But it's not a deniable fact that we can just ignore him or you can let him go or leave him. No, you can still try giving him this scenario, creating the environment for the failure to come up with the positive sides without right. This encourages experimentation and deep exploration. So this helps for the experimentation should be allowed. It develops 21st century skills. Simulation are perfect for teaching critical thinking, problem solving, decision making, and collaboration in multiplayer simulations like many games that we have seen. Provides authentic assessment, which is very interesting, yeah, very exciting as well. Instead of a test, assessment is built into the performance within the simulation. Can they successfully apply the knowledge to a realistic challenge? Is the biggest thing that we all of us should be looking at when we introduce them a concept of problem. Can they successfully apply? That's a more important point where we can look more seriously and sincerely. Challenges and considerations for faculty. Quality over gimmicks. The game machines must be deeply integrated with the learning objectives. Chocolate covered broccoli, where points are simply added to a boring task, is ineffective. Look at one. Game mechanics must be deeply integrated with the learning objectives. So we can understand why students like so one game so much and spend a lot of time online. Then they will be able to address his learning inabilities or his learning challenges. We can understand that similarly. Assessment integration, development cost and time. How do you grade performance in a simulation? Faculty may need to develop new rubrics focused on process. I've been telling you that. I've been discussing that. Process is very much important and focused in the entire process of the AI assistant or AI powered teaching and learning. Strategy and decision making rather than just a final answers. So do not give the answer as in when students ask questions or ask the support and help rather than ask them to go through the process. So they would get to know a lot of challenges in the process, a lot of decisions they need to make instantly to go further levels, a lot of things they need to grab and retention to understand further levels and increase their comprehension, increase their tougher levels, increase their challenges to understand clearly. So this would help them. So process should be helping out. So gamification would do this process. Potential for distractions. The game element should enhance learning, not distract from it. This is the so important thing. If you look at any game, there are incentives as you reach the level. So that's the motivation for them. That's not a distraction. And if you fail, you can come back and beginning from again. But some games do, and if whichever level you fail, again you can start from that level as well. So it will be like a motivating for them. They don't have to start again from the beginning. Focus must remain on the educational content in the gamification process, not just the game. So the gaming and then the process of learning, which are a lot of time investment that are looks at the process of the both the teacher and the learner, would aid the learners in the impactful way in a larger scale to increase and improvise their learning in a perfect way. Now let's move on to the next level. Is like AI in teaching. We discussed so far only AI in learning. I will be addressing and discussing about other areas called AI teaching. So this all the teachers who are listening today, they have taken online. So they must be a kind of a help or source of information that we can look at it. Automates routine tasks like attendance and regarding. All of us know, all of us do spend this grading attendance take a lot of time consuming activities by teachers. This can be done by AI, biometric, or Wi-Fi, or let's say many other sources that I can share it. Enhances pedagogy with the data-driven insights. Exactly. Enhances pedagogies with the data-driven insights. And you know the what kind of learner you're having in a classroom. You will be precautiously preparing your pedagogical material that you're going to deliver in the classrooms. So data-driven insights that are going to help a lot. Supports teachers with a content generation and a training recommendations. How we can generate the content, which is very exciting for me, interesting for me, because a lot of times I only depend on the textbook available, all the sources available wherever I can get it. But most of the cases, I want to have my own material generated to the text to the problem given, so that now I feel more tuned with the learner and the subject I'm going to deal. I feel more excited and more interesting to deliver the content happily in the classrooms. So content generation, that how AI helps for every teacher, but we can look at this. And also training recommendations. To do this content generation, what kind of a training we require for all the teachers? Let's see. AI in teaching, automating routine tasks and to empower educators. I told you already. Automated grading and assessment, how we can do. In the grading and assessment, I think we have done different kind of exams. Most cases like MCQs can be done automatically online, or fill the blanks can be done online, or one line answer can be done. Even though it has come, essay also can be graded these days now, very limited scope by AI support. So there is one, it has been there in any essay answer or any question which has 2 pages or 3 pages, you can dump in the online or ask it for all letters. I have some concerns in this area, like a grading and assessment. When a teacher is assessing in any English exam, be it a midterm exam or end semester exams, do we really address all the areas where the student has gone wrong in the perspective of language areas, like grammatically wrong or spelling wrong, or the word choice is wrong, or his syntax is wrong? Also, do we all look at them? We only look at the content, question and answer, and then give the marks. All of them are left over. But in the case of the AI supported teaching, I'm sure AI going to help the learner where they actually has gone wrong. Are the spellings properly done? Were the punctuation properly used? Or the grammar grammatical sentence is grammatically right or incorrect? All this can be checked, and there will be really a great support and great aid to the learners. Next time, I don't think they are going to do the same mistake. They'll be very cautious about writing their every sentence and every spelling. This is going to help quite largely all the English teachers and all the kind of competitions also for this matter. It can provide a suggestive scores and feedback on technical aspects as well. Example tools like built-in features in learning management system, which is LMS, like Canvas or Moodle, or dedicated platforms like Let's Go. Automated attendance tracking. This we can do. I've been doing, I'm sure everybody is doing. But we can have a WhatsApp sharing, or we can have Excel sheet, or the modes that we can use it, AI. Apart from these, which are regularly using, you can also say binary systems and Bluetooth Wi-Fi or geofencing, automatically making students present when their device is within the virtual boundary of the classroom. The mobile or any tag that we give to them or any device we give to them within the classroom, their attendance is automatically gets recorded through geofencing. This is a very beautiful platform. The teachers don't have to spend a lot of time calling out all numbers in the classroom, wasting their productive time. Benefit saves 3 to 5 minutes. All of us agree, I believe. Uh, Automated report generation and analysis, a bit both. The AI compiles data from grades, attendance, and participation from post on LMS to automatically generate. Individual students' progress reports, which can be generated by the AI. Classwide performance analytics, identification which quiz question had the highest failure rate. So this is in the assessment and grading, AI does a beautiful and wonderful job. It will segregate the each question, number of students attempted, number of students haven't tried at all, number of students gone wrong. This will have a question to question complete analysis so that we can get to know students why they don't answer all the questions, or students why they preferably answer one question, why do they find difficulty in answering the remaining questions at what level. So this complete analysis of any question paper or any assessment or any grading that you're going to do by as a teacher, we'll have the complete report of the student in the classroom with the support of AI. Early warning alerts from students and risk of failing based on the predictive analytics. So based on analysis of every individual, you can tell the learner that you're going to fail in the entrance exam. You're not going to get the grade. You're not going to get in after completion. So we won't be able to complete it, the course. So we can give the complete this precautionary uh, precautionary talks to this each and every individual based on the AI generated analytics that we can depend on, or we're going to see drastically change the grading and assessment of the teacher on every learner in the classroom. The profound impact on teaching reclaims time for high value activities. True. The hours saved on grading quizzes and taking attendance can be reinvested in other areas like uh, into scenario lesson planning, designing more interactive, engaging and creative lessons, individualized support, providing one-on-one mentorship to students who are struggling to or need advanced challenges that we can look at each and every individual and then answer them as per their requirement. Professional development, engaging in research or learning new pedagogical skills. So when you can save time, where we usually don't have to waste, that it can be reinvested, utilized in other areas we discussed. One, provides a faster, more consistent feedback. Consistent feedback is one thing that we can have, rely on, depend on the AI. Provides faster feedback, all of us know. Data-driven insight. This is a very important point that I'm looking at. Is automation isn't just about the speed; it's about intelligence. The data collected allows the teachers to move from a gut feeling to an evidence-based understanding of a class performance. Most of the cases, we say, why do you give less marks to one student? Why do you give more marks to the other student? Why do you see the student is less considered, more considered? People say that this is my gut feeling. So maybe the gut feeling concept might be slowly evaporating or might be going away because of the accuracy data-based understanding of a class performance is coming in the line to check. They can easily identify that 70% of the class struggle with the concept X, enabling them to reteach it effectively. This is absolutely going to change the teacher perspective of the taught concept. We feel that we taught the concept 100%, but we could see what percent of the concept being understood by the learners. So this analysis can be taken by the with the help of the AI support. So that will have the complete rethinking or changing of our idea. What we feel 100% delivered content to students is not the same end. So this will have a lot of no real-time challenges to the faculty, everybody in the who is willing to take up this profession and then see what you can do. But the AI is going to really help how we can do, taking the help of it. Reduces teachers' burnouts by elevating the burden of mundane works or repetitive works. We can spend some the time with the other productive works. Important considerations and limitations of the above discussions. One, not a replacement for human grading, for all of us know. Yes, though all the whatever we discussed positively, but we cannot have the replacement for the human grade. In the perspective that we know or we are very sure, we can give a guarantee saying that yes, this student deserves the good marks. This student doesn't deserve the good marks. So we know this calculation for 100% sure. Though database analytics are there in front of us, don't have to go with a gut feeling, but still you can see that even grading or even assessment would be highest considered comparatively with the AI supported generation or the assessment. Semi-structural assessment, however, it cannot elevate creativity, originality, the nuanced quality of an argument. True. So creativity, originality, or quality of an argument, or the emotional impact of a piece of writing, all this have been absolutely are only human being can give the feedback to another human being. Machine can't do that. Bias in algorithms. AI systems are trained on data. As I told you, they're all trained data or available data. So it doesn't have the uh, it might be a bias because the data which is given by the doesn't fit to the group we are discussing, group we are dealing with. So there's a mismatch. If that data contains biases favoring certain writing styles, so AI could perpetuate them. Teachers must always critically evaluate the feedback provided by AI tools. So basically, though AI generated feedback is provided, teacher yet should take the second chance to look at the feedback provided by it and then make sure that the right feedback is given to the learners of his or her classrooms. Over automation. The human touch is crucial. Obviously, yes. Fully automated classrooms can feel cold and impersonal. Yes. If you, what if there are a lot of machines are around us? Do we feel talk to them? Do we feel emotionally connected to them? Obviously, no. So the human beings are there always as a human being. The goal is to use automation to enable more human interactions, not less. So with the purpose, the idea of the AI intervention in the education system is to see that humans interact more and more with the learners rather than the choosy and selective based on their biased thinking. And teaching enhances pedagogy with a data-driven insights. Pedagogy, how we can change the pedagogy with the data-driven insights, from data to insights. Data collection, as I've already discussed about it. Performance and quiz and assignments that we can based on that. Time spent on specific learning materials, video reading, participation in online discussion forums, patterns of engagement within the digital textbook or learning platforms, patterns of engagement or patterns of learning. When you look at the patterns of learning, each and every individual do have their own pattern of learning and responding. So these patterns will definitely help each and every teacher, everyone in the classroom. They can actually check with the what kind of patterns or behavior patterns or learning patterns or thinking patterns that they can help really in the pedagogical approaches, strategies or methodology or scenario. Pathway taken through the adaptive learning softwares. One analysis and pattern recognition. Sophisticated learning algorithms analyze this data to identify patterns that would be impossible for a human to discern in a large class. Where AI can do it. Like example, cluster students who are struggling with the same concept has been discussed. Identify specific misconceptions to predict student performance and flag at risk students early. Flag at risk students and correlate learning activities with the outcomes, what they are being taught. So pedagogical, the data-driven insights or a perspective would change, our approach would change, our methodology would change, our techniques would change for the better delivery of the content based on the data given. Transformative insights for the teacher, how teacher can have the greater transformation in his or her career in delivering the content. Pinpointing knowledge gaps. This is going to happen with the AI. Instead of knowing that the class did poorly on the quiz, the teacher says that 85% of students answered question 7 incorrectly, which relates to the concept of photosynthesis inputs, indicating a widespread misunderstanding. This allows for the precise reteaching. So if we look at the on when students, when we see that after the quiz or after the midterm exam, after the NCMX exam, we see that students did poorly on this kind of exams. But we can see which question of a given question paper, majority of the students have attempted it. And if we have this analysis, would definitely help us to, which is that concept that helps us to understand similar to that of photosynthesis inputs, indicating a widespread misunderstanding what usually students or teachers feel. That indicates that question paper is very tough, or teachers did not teach, or all the teachers did not teach equally, or some teachers did well, some did not do that. All this kind of a misconception can be raised. Enabling differentiated instructions. This is true based on the given input on the and insights. The teacher can quickly see which students have mastered the concept and which haven't by the AI support. So based on that, maybe we can take the second chance and the chance to, when he is lacking, we can give a push up from small target interventions groups or farm. Usually we can farm this group for students who need help with the specific skills. So I'm sure in a classroom we have divergent learners. We can group them as per their requirement, as per the skill level of the development. Provide advanced enrichment materials to students who are ready to move ahead. Proving boredom, they can be given advanced material. Improving teaching materials and methods. The data provides a feedback loop on the teacher's own pedagogy. This is very important point. I would want to insist and emphasize that more. If a high percentage of students consistently skip a particular video or reading, it might be ineffective or boring. Obviously, in a live classroom, we don't have that option, but in a self-paced learning, where he's listening to video or listening to reading a text, he can do that. It might be ineffective or boring. If students perform well after a specific as a specific in-class activity, the teacher knows that activity is a winning strategy. Obviously, we feel really happy about it. So, teacher, when he is looking at the materials he's using, methodologies using in the classroom, he can have the self analysis and self strategies that very is actually going more effectively or productively content is being delivered. So this would help the improving teaching materials and methods. If the one material is not working, we can have always the material changed. If one method is not working, I'm sure one method will not fit to all students because of their divergent learners. I'm sure we can have the different methods for different groups of learners. It might be a bit challenging or let's say more information that the teacher should do gathering up himself or gearing up himself for the modern classrooms in the AI supported enabled classrooms. I'm sure every teacher would love to do that, taking the challenges in delivering the content and material, bringing our methods changing in their regular classrooms. Proactive support, early warning systems, which means that any student who is going wrong in the initial stages, we can give them early warnings. Any student who is doing something wrong in the middle, we can give them warning. So the AI would definitely help that in the process of learning any concept being taught. In AI teaching, content generation and personalized professional development. I told you content generation. How this we can going to do this in the live or day-to-day classroom activities in the personalized professional development and also personalized learning of the learners. AI-powered content generation, the ultimate teaching assistant, the AI-powered content generation. AI can significantly reduce the time teachers spend on creating and sourcing materials, allowing them to focus on customization and delivery. How it works. Teachers provide a prompt, create a lesson plan on the water cycle for fifth grade, for example, generate a five questions about Macbeth's ambition, or write a quiz on quadratic questions, equations. AI models like ChatGPT and Gemini, whatever we have it, generate a draft based on vast training data, which we give to them as a prompt. So we get the answers. We can see ultimate teaching assistant, the AI-powered content generation. We can have any example and then develop a content for it. You have any model you want to bring, ask them a material to develop it. You can see a number of examples, divergent examples, or other dimensions of the same topic. You ask JI or support the artificial intelligence. I'm sure these platforms are available now on an open platform. They're ready to generate content and then material for your concept, for your teaching concept. Every teacher is unique. I believe in that. I'm sure everybody believes who listen to this. So when you are unique, you have your own way of delivering the content. You have your own way of choosing the material. You have your own way of the selection of the gradation of the material. So all this teacher style, teacher unique way, teacher his own self-interest, which he's put himself. This AI is going to support that all teachers in their own perspective, their own material, variety of materials, or their own style of teaching, or their own methodology of teaching, we're going to strengthen or support at large scale. The teachers can go walk into classroom confidently with a lot of material or methodology, variety of materials, variety of examples that he or she can bring down into classrooms. The AI is going to do that at large scale. Key applications and examples, lesson and unit planning. AI can generate structured outlines, suggestions. All of us know we've done the how to do lesson planning and unit plan. All of us have done it. But you can take the help of the AI, it gets generated very fast and quick. Outlines, suggestions, learning objectives, activities, timing, and key points to cover. We can also scale out, give you a concept to AI, ask me to structure out the entire 1 hour lecture. It'll give you the layout of the lecture. How many minutes you have to spend at each level. It'll give you a very clear structure. Or you can have your own plan of same 1 hour lecture categorically spent in the classroom on each level of the concept complications. Example, a teacher prompts generate a 60-minute lesson for class 12 on the economic causes of the Bengal famine of 1943, including a hook activity, group discussion, and a primary source analysis. The AI provides detailed draft that the teacher can then refine and adopt. So the AI is going to help in this way drastically. Creating assessment and quizzes, as I've only been discussing, it does that. We can do any quizzes or any assessment by the help of the AI. Developing examples and explanations. If students are struggling with a concept, a teacher can ask AI to generate alternative explanations, or teacher can give himself alternate explanation, or teacher can talk to the students and get to know in what way he or she is comfortable and convinced to learn. And the same thing can be asked the AI. They will develop real world analogies or case studies. The AI is ready to do based on the data available in it. Example, Newton's third law. Differentiating materials. AI can quickly modify content for different reading levels. I've been discussing, there are different learners, divergent learners. The material can be having addressing all the different levels of the learners or different dominant learners in the classroom, or for that matter, language proficiency as well. Example, read out the paragraph on the Indian Constitution for the seventh grade reading level. So it does it beautifully. Students can do it out. So what students can do in this scenario is they can simply sit down, look at the AI generated content, and the way the AI content has been generated, they can sit down and go through the same content and check the different way the content is developed and the perspective, the dimension, or the concept understanding that is being asked to write a paragraph for the seventh grade learners. Generating creative content, obviously, yes, they can actually do that. Writing prompts or brainstorms or ideas for projects, they can do that. The impact. This saves teachers countless hours of manual labor. So AI is going to do this for every teacher in their classes. Reduces the free time, stress, and provides a springboard for creativity. So if a teacher is really passionate about his teaching, there is going to be a really superb supporting power for him or for her delivering the content in the classrooms that are going to do in pedagogical strategies or student interaction. They're going to have a wonderful time ahead with the AI support. AI powered training recommendations like a personalized professional development. AI doesn't just help teachers to teach, it helps them learn. It acts as the personal career coach for the professional growth. Obviously, yes, every teacher is a learner. I agree that. I'm sure all of us do agree that. So AI also help the teachers to learn more information that he or she is going to teach the concept in the classroom. You can learn more information in the scenario, and then you can see how it works. AI system analyze data from a teacher's classroom, such as student performance, patterns, areas where the class consistently struggles, or the teacher's own usage of specific tools to identify potential areas for skill development. How it was. So you can take this whole scenario and then see, plan, organize, categorize all your next class plans systematically for scenario. Key application example, targeted skill building. Based on student performance data, the AI can recommend specific training models. Obviously, this is going to help, great source of help by the AI for every teacher. Any kind of any subject you are teaching, maybe you can take the help of the AI. You're gonna know great support you are teaching in the classroom. If an AI dashboard shows that teachers students are consistently underperforming on data analysis questions in biology, system might recommend a micro course on teaching data literacy in sciences. So based on the common errors or common mistakes or nuances or misunderstandings are going to happen between the teacher and students, the AI going to support them by bringing alternative to the problem they're facing. Curating learning resources. AI can score the internet and internal database to recommend relevant articles, research papers, webinars, or conferences tailored to these teacher subjects and interests. So teachers can now get the information from any source of the database available in the AI, like a bit conference papers. Teacher can read the article and then talk the same concept in the classroom. You can attend the webinars and then get more exposure to the information available or the concept you want to teach, or the research papers is available by the expert. They can also read it. So any source of information available to teachers. So teacher can go better to the classroom with a multifaceted information on the concept he or she going to teach. Example, a political science teacher might get recommendations for the latest articles on AI's impact on geopolitics, or an upcoming webinar on teaching mock parliament procedures, so AI can generate any data available. Upskilling on technology. As new AI tools and educational technologies emerge, the system can recommend tutorials and best practices for integration them into the classrooms. Example given. Tracking progress, which is therein, the impact, and then data informed will move quickly. Teachers preparedness, the critical need for the training. So the high time has come for all the teachers to undergo the kind of a training program. Why training is so critical? The shift in role. AI does not simply add a new tool to the old teaching model. It fundamentally changes the teacher's role, necessitating a parallel shift in skill and mindset. Obviously, yes, whether you like or don't like it, it's a time for all of us to do train ourselves into with the available tools and technology that we are being blessed as a board. From sage onto the stage and the guide onto the side, they're going to do the change with the training. Teachers is no longer the sole source of the knowledge. We all should agree. though it's a hard factor to digest. The role evolves to that of a facilitator, mentor, and coach who guides students in the UC. I believe teachers' role has become a coach or a guide. A coach who coaches any player to do best performance, a guide who does guide the students to get a good research product. So a teacher should be doing these two scenario with the support of the AI wonderfully. From content delivery to the learning designer, yes, teachers need to design learning experiences that integrate AI, focusing on activities that leverage human skills like creativity, collaboration, and empathy. From generic instructor to the data-driven intervener, where you could see teachers must be able to interpret AI-generated data, dashboards to provide targeted, personalized support to students every student in the classroom. And the AI literacy, technical proficiency, what it is, understanding what AI is. Training content, hands-on sessions with the popular AI tools, the most of educational AI software understanding. So what I feel more about this slide is it is the high time for all the teachers to undergo the how to use the all AI supported tools available and get to utilize it, get more utility area of those, and then bring them into real life classrooms, and then see that your presentation or content delivery has gone a powerful pack to the classrooms and all the students. A framework for effective teacher training. Continuous training should be there. Practical hands-on experience should be provided. Collaborative, creating peer learning groups where teachers can share best practices. Just the FDP is helping all of us to know what best practices each of us been doing at our different levels. Supported by leadership, school and university should be helping the teachers, FDPs and the teachers training programs should be encouraged. And model trainers and leaders should use AI tools in their own training sessions to demonstrate their effective use of the tool available and provided with us. One last topic that we are trying to wind up the session, that is challenges and ethical issues being with the AI. Academic integrity, risk of plagiarism and misuse, digital divide, access issues in rural areas, teacher preparedness, need for training, ethical concerns, data privacy, and algorithm bias. This is the first one. Challenge ethical issues, academic integrity. The core problem from plagiarism to AI plagiarism. Traditional plagiarism involves copying from another human, but now it has become a AI complications this because AI generates a lot of original and non-detectable text. So this is a great challenge and things that we should be considering. It does not copy and paste. It generates new strings of text, different thought line, different string, different vocabulary. You can ask a number of times the AI to rewrite it in different style, academic style, literature style, travel style, any style you ask it, the AI writes for you in different styles. So where you don't have to be caught under the plagiarism. This is going to be a boost for all researchers to write their all manuscripts of the research work. This means standard plagiarism detection software, which is usually all of us know, turn it on, often cannot flag it because the text is original, it shows. I don't know, we need to check this area, this is going really does that. It demystifies the fact. For some students, using AI feels less ethical, wrong than copying from their peer because they're using a tool, not stealing from a person. So they feel taking it from as not that unethical practice. It's incredible efficiency. Students can generate essays, code, or decode answers to problem sets and the literature reviews in seconds, which is very real in these days, undermining the effort and process required for the deep learning. That can happen. Continuation, specific risks and the forms of misuse. Ghostwriting essays and papers. This is happening now. Students can prompt an AI to write an entire essay on a given topic. The specific word count and writing set. Yes, exactly. Exact word count, exact style. The AI does that. Solving problem sets. AI can solve mathematical problems, write chemical equations, and debug coding in for CSA people, bypassing the struggle necessary to develop problem solving skills. That is going to happen. This is that we are going to happen, which means that students are not giving these areas where students should be developing themselves like a smart thinking or deep thinking that should be developing or critical thinking for the learners to develop in academics is going to be a little bit that. Bypassing critical thinking. Yes, even if a student uses AI to generate a first draft or brainstorm, they might skip the crucial steps of the analysis, synthesis, and evaluation, simply accepting AI's output. But rather, we can do the other way around. Like you can ask the students directly, write the procedure steps. Don't have to look at the output. Then if he really knows the answer, then we will be able to write the procedure steps. Otherwise, you can easily catch him up that he has got copied from the AI. Fabrication of sources. AI can invent plausible sounding citations and references to non-existent articles, making it difficult for the teachers to verify sources. Yes, so these are risk and forms of misuse by the AI, by teacher or by the researchers or by the students in the other way around life, but they can still correct themselves with a little bit cautious where they are trying to be ethical and then genuine to the work they are taking. Why is this a profound challenge? Erosion of learning. This is going to happen. Core purpose of an assignment or is to develop skill, research, writing, critical thinking. But when a student is copying an assignment from an AI, obviously these things are on the attention. Assessment becomes meaningless. Obviously, yes. If students just copy it from it, so what is the meaning of use of assessing or giving a grade to him? We are giving actually AI grade. We are giving grade to AI. We're assessing the AI hard work, which is based on the database. We cannot just trust that work is students want. Grades and qualification lose their validity. So this is going to be a great challenge to all of us, all the educators, whether the qualification is really genuine or invalid. Equity issues creates an unfair and advantage for students. Yes, somebody who don't use it, somebody who use it. So we see AI used content or assignment is more impressive and more interesting. They get the good marks. Others who do on their own get the less chance of or less grading. So this is a equity issue we develop in the classrooms when you don't usually judiciously check the assignment submitted by the students. Preparation for the future. If students don't develop foundational skills, they will be ill-equipped for advanced studies. Obviously true. At the early age of the engineering first year, they try to copy assignments. They won't be able to do well projects. They won't be able to do comprehensive viva. They won't be able to do well in the multinational company interviews or any company's job profiles. Proactive strategies for educators, moving beyond detection. We're going to see this in our view. And strategies for another two slides, I wanted to close it out. Just talk to Dr. Aravind. Am I taking too much time or can I wind it up in another couple of minutes?
Uh, how much time more?
I may need another 5 minutes more.
If it's 5 minutes, it's fine, sir.
Yeah, I'll just.
The other speaker is also already waiting.
Yes, sir. I'll just try to wind it up. Challenges, issues, data privacy, and algorithm bias. So we're going to see this data privacy going to be very risky, and ethical issues has to be dealt with by the both academicians, educators, as well as the AI developers. They should be taking care of very seriously about this data privacy issue, algorithm bias issues. We can talk about coded iniquity, or I would say, what is it a major concern about is perpetuating the historical biases. If an AI is trained on historical educational data that shows certain demographic groups are underperforming, it might lower its expectation for new students from those groups. So this is going to be a great challenge and a great concern that all of us should be looking at is lack of representation and the black box problem. Often it's impossible to understand exactly how a complex AI model made a specific decision. This lack of transparency makes it very difficult to identify and challenge biased outcomes. Obviously, this is true. Studies for mitigation, a path towards ethical AI. We should be traveling in the future to come. A path towards ethical AI. A robust policy and regulation we should be building on. We should be all abiding by it. Digital Personal Data Protection Act should be there, and we are going to follow. And the transparency and transparency should be maintained. The demand that AI tools provide explainable and see diverse and representative data. This is very important. Advocate for and use AI tools that are trained to diverse. Human in the loops. We could say this is most crucial safeguard. No algorithmic decision should be final. This will be the all we should agree in the future to come. Continuous auditing should be there for any ethical AI should be using. And the future directions, train teachers in AI literacy, blend AI tools with the traditional methods, promote ethical use and data protection, ensure inclusivity through language and access support. So these are the future directions. We all can take it up and then go at conclusion. AI is a tool to augment, not a replacement of teacher. Anybody on this world. Teacher would never be able to replace by anybody else or anything else. Empower learning through technology while preserving creativity, empathy, and ethical guidance. Let's build classrooms that are inclusive, efficient, and future ready. So this is all my conclusion and my presentation all about. And any Q&A, I'll take for a couple of minutes, one or two, and I'll hand over to the Dr. Arvind. Yeah, fine then. If there are any queries, you can ping on my number or my email ID. Maybe I'll get back to the source of information you're looking for. Thanks from my end, and I thank the team who have given the opportunity, Milan IT, all the top end management, and the principal and the HNSS team, and all the organizing team and committee. I thank each and everyone for giving this wonderful opportunity. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Arvind.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of all participants, I extend our sincere thanks to Dr. M. Vijay Kumar for an enlightening first session in our FDP, AI in Education, Tools and Trends in Teaching. Dr. Vijay Kumar explained how AI is transforming teaching, helping us spot gaps in student understanding, personalize learning, and provide timely support. He emphasized the need for teachers to adapt, leverage data driven insights, and blend traditional methods with AI to foster creativity and collaboration. Sir also addressed critical challenges like risks of misuse, data privacy, and bias, reminding us to promote ethical, transparent AI use, and continuous learning. Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking session and for inspiring us to embrace AI with responsibility and care in our classrooms. And
Thank you, Dr. Arvind.
with this, we're ending our session one, and now it's time for our session two.